Welcome to 15-minute Malifaux. The idea here is this is going to be a bit of an experiment to see if we can do a full battle report on a 3-hour Vassal game in 15 minutes. So do bear with me because I'm going to be going quickly. My opponent today is Mark, aka the judge from the Weird Boards. I'll be playing Arcanist and he'll be playing Guild. As you can see, we're playing a 50 soulstone game of Squatters' Rights with a really interactive scheme marker focused scheme pool. So these are the crews we use for the game. I'm not going to do a big in-depth analysis on them, but if you want to pause the video and have a good look through, by all means do. The schemes we selected, having seen each other's crews, I went for Protect Territory and Breakthrough, both announced, and Mark went for Protect Territory and Deliver a Message, again both announced. Okay, jumping straight into turn 1, and we're drawing hands. Unfortunately, I did miss the deployment in this, so we've got Mark on the bottom left and me on the top right, and you'll see my trapper opening up straight away. Got a clean shot on that Austringer. There will be a little bit here, and I do get a little bit lucky in this shot and red jerk of the damage, and boom, that's an Austringer off the board in the first activation of turn 1. So in these sniping units are incredibly good at, and you'll now see a Wastrel just positioning there. Going to hold a squat marker and goes defensive rather than flipping the marker, which may not be optimal. You'll see the railgun there hand out burning to most of the crew and advance. And another Wastrel there advancing towards a squat marker in the centre. Malifaux Child just pings some burning onto the rail golem, just grabs some scheme markers there and then advances itself. Models that activate within 6 of Keris and have burning drop scheme markers when they're done, which is nice. Quick shot in here from the Power Rider on the rail golem. Now I decided to let this go on a straight flip, which was a mistake on my part, and I take 5 from the red joker in Mark's hand here. Puts the rail golem in quite a poor place. Performer positioning again up on the right hand side there. And just some positioning from Mark there, bottom left hand corner. It's quite an awkward board with these buildings down the middle of the board, but makes it quite interesting. Metal gammon positions. Again, just dropping a scheme marker because it was on fire. Wastrel moves into the middle of the board, and it's Cassandra's turn to go. Cassandra has practice production, so she can drop a scheme marker within 3 of a friendly model and not an enemy model. When she activates, you'll see me just finding somewhere to put that scheme marker down. She nimbles forward and makes a charge on this Wastrel. Tons of movement on Cassandra, and that Sabre is good enough just to finish this Wastrel off. And she gets a push when she's done, so she pushes away and puts Sudden Charm up for a bit of defence. So relatively bloody turn 1 here. Some more positioning from Mark, and it's Keris time on my side. Keris just pushing up to the edge of that building there and pings a shot at the Power Rider for no result, and a scheme marker drops when she's finished activating. And I think there Mark just picks up a Guildhound and uses McCabe to give it reactivate, and then pings slow onto the rail golem, who gains a point of burning in the process. There we go, and that reactivating Guildhound moves forward, just positioning against Keris. It's going to take a quick swing at her for a point, and then we'll use its reactivate to deliver the message for 3 points. Probably a positioning player on my part there. And I let the Guildhound go rather than forcing the disengage because I want Keris free to move at the start of next turn. End of the turn now, Soulstone Miner drops and Cassandra gets her free push. Okay, and we are into turn 2. Boom. Stone for cards there, and we're ready to go. I get the initiative in this turn, I believe. Yep, there we go, 8-3. And that gives me a choice. I can either try and safety the rail golem, who is in real trouble, or push on forwards. And I decided in the end I think Keris is best off just getting straight into the Power Rider. She throws a fast upgrade here, so she'll have 4 AP this turn and makes the charge. Keris is really strong against riders. Her attacks go right of the way through their defences, as Mark is about to find out. Yep, the red comes in there, and yeah, we're going to get We're going to get 2 solid immolate hits for 2 severes, 10 damage. Goodbye. And we'll just drop the scheme marker with the final 4th AP from Karis. And she has just removed the Pale Rider there. McCabe is coming in. He's going to make a charge on the Rail Golem. Rail Golem in a lot of trouble here. McCabe has Glowing Saber, so it is not going to survive this attack. And there we are, sort of first 2 activations in turn 2. Both of our key hitting pieces are gone. Most of our aggressive power has now been neutered. Probably a bit more of a concern for Mark than for me, simply because I think Karis is a little bit more hitting. Cassandra can do some damage, so not overly concerned at this point. You see the Metal Gammon and the Hound have just positioned there. Metal Gammon going to block that centre marker. At this point, no markers have been flipped for Squatters' Rights. Wastrel advances there, just a charge in on the Metal Gammon, trying to clear this Metal Gammon off this marker. Metal Gammon does take a little bit of damage here. And Cassandra's going to go now. She's going to flip the squat marker and practice production and the scheme marker down. And she puts Southern Charm up and drops a scheme marker of her own. And just controlling that. So I've got my first marker lit, and the Soulstone Miner lights my second. He's got nothing to do with his other AP, but does light my second marker. The Guildhound there will just finish off the Metal Gammon, but with, thanks to Hard to Kill, not with enough AP left to actually flip the marker in the centre, so I'm still 2-0 on squat markers. Malifaux Child's going to mess about here, try and pound out some burning and not really get anywhere with that. You'll see the Witchling there advance around the bottom of the screen just to engage with Karis. Performer just does a little bit of a positioning play, gives her a few more options for next turn. And you'll see there Luna just backing McCabe up. And it's Trapper time in the top left hand corner. Massive range on that focus shot. Chooses to go into McCabe here because I wasn't entirely clear on line of sight of Luna. Possibly Luna would have been a better target, but easy to hit McCabe. And just takes a few points into McCabe, and we're done on turn 1. And I am a point up on Squatters' Rights to Mark, but Mark does have 3-4 deliver a message locked in. So a point up on Squatters' Rights, so Mark has 3 points locked in, and we draw hands, and we're into, I think we're into initiative any moment. Yeah, Cassandra's going to lead here. Now, Cassandra takes a Southern Charm up, and what she does is she focus shots into that group in the centre, managing to force a severe through, which kills the Wastrel, takes the dog to 1 wound, and pings some damage onto Luna. So Mark has to pull the Hound out of the centre ground if it's to live. I just position the Performer up to go after the Hound scheme markers. And now it's McCabe's go. Now McCabe advances here. And charges straight into the Soulstone Miner. He could have gone for Karis, decides to go for the Soulstone Miner. Probably the right play. Soulstone Miners are fairly tanky. This one's going to burn a couple of Soulstones in this combat. You'll see those dropping off my total. Just lets him tank that a little bit more, and puts him on 1 wound instead of being dead, which always an advantage. And the Malifaux Child again, I think we'll just advance a little bit. Yeah, just looking at his options, advances a little bit, attempts to throw burning at Luna, and fails. It's worth noting now that Mark has 2 markers lit, the 2 in the centre there, and I currently have the 1 by the Soulstone Mine and the 1 by Cassandra lit, so it's 2 all on the markers at this point. And there's no angle for the Trapper by the looks of it, no fighting angle for the Trapper, so he flips his own marker and then advances a little bit around the top there. This is the Witchling making attack on Karis now. She takes a point of burning, not that she cares, and a wound. Was it 3 wounds? Certainly some damage, and another attack. Karis will choose to retaliate any moment. Yeah, Karis is going to go in here and retaliate. She wants the She wants the grab and drop, looking for a position to get some movement out of that attack. Unfortunately, the red joker stops her. So no grab and drop for Gary, so she's going to have to settle for just attacking the Witchling normally, which she will manage to do. It's fairly difficult to stand up to Keris's burning. Witchling pushes in on its trigger, just to make sure it's in range for its pulse damage on death. Keris hit it once for burning, give it burning 3. She's going to hit it for 2 points on Immolate now, and just finish it off right, resolving that burning. The pulse does some more damage to Keris, and the burning drops off at the end of the turn, dropping a scheme marker. That Guildhound there, number 4, is just going to position back into the right hand side of the board, and the Soulstone Miner will finish the turn by just having a little go at McCabe, getting a little bit lucky on a double severe there, and we'll clip 4 wounds off McCabe to get him to 1. Of course, when McCabe takes his final wound, he'll just dismount anyway. Turn ends, we both score for Squatters' Rights, so we are. I'm 2-1 up on Squatters' Rights, and Mark still has 3 points for Deliver a Message, so it's 2-4 to Mark. It's now Keris on the initiative here. Advances, just making sure here that the positioning is legal. So there's a bit of back and forth here from Keris while I make sure she's in the right spot. In the end, yeah, we do get a where I need it, and she throws burning at Luna for 3 points of burning, and we'll do so again and resolve that burning to kill her. There we are. Shutting Luna down shuts down a lot of the dog-based shenanigans in this crew. A lot of the hounds get a lot worse when Luna's gone, so take the opportunity to kill her. McCabe deletes the Soulstone Miner, and positions forward here now. He chose not to flip my Squatters' Rights marker, which I think does turn out to be a bit of an error, but McCabe dismounts, drops a scheme marker, and he's good to go. Performer now moves, just gets a positioning right on a 5-inch walk, and deletes his scheme marker that McCabe just put down. Really handy little toolbox model of Performer for stuff like that. Hound 1, just up in the top there, is going to position, and Cassandra's going to move up and flip that marker. Now this means at the moment Mark only has 1 marker lit for Squatters' Rights versus my 4. Some movement positioning play there from McCabe, and yeah, just sets up his melee in the right place. So the Malifaux child just moves. Now this is just a blocking play. The hound can't now get through this door, so it has to kill the Malifaux child on the way through. It does at this stage, I believe, have reactivate, so it will go again, and drops a scheme marker. Trapper just moves, positions, places a scheme marker top left, and that is the end of turn 4. We're into turn 5. I've scored a 3rd point now for Squatters' Rights to Mark's 1, so I'm 3-1 up on Squatters' Rights. Mark still has his 3 points locked in for Deliver a Message. Performer's in a reasonable position here. I was lucky enough to draw the red joker, so she's able to paralyse McCabe, which is a massive move. It's very unlucky for Mark, but it is a massive move, shutting McCabe down on the final turn. Looking at the position, Cassandra's going to activate and practice production of scheme marker up in the top left, just safetying points now for breakthrough, and Cassandra is able to advance and understudy to delete that scheme marker up there. Very powerful ability that, and just gets her well positioned. And you've got the Trapper positioning top left to make sure I've got Protect Territory locked in. Keris is going to go now, pick up, grab and drop McCabe, able to force that through, and boom. This is just a positioning play just in case there's a turn 6, not that there is, but it just sets everything up nicely there. Ping some burning on him as well, because why wouldn't you? And that is game. So you've got, I get the final point for Squatters' Rights, putting me 4-1 on Squatters' Rights. You'll see the 2 scheme markers in the top left for Protect Territory, claimed by the Trapper for me. There's 1 in the top right for Mark, for him, putting me 3 points on Protect Territory. And you see in the bottom centre there my 2 points for Breakthrough on those 2 scheme markers highlighted. So you've got 10 points for me, and Mark has 1 for Protect Territory, 1 for Squatters' Rights, and 3 for deliver a message. So the game ends as a 10-5 win to me. I'd like to thank Mark for a great game, a lot of fun, and hopefully this was enjoyable for you guys to watch. I'd really like feedback. It's not something I've tried before, and I'd really like to know if this is something worth doing again in future. So do let us know. You can get in touch with me. I'm mythicFOX on the weird boards. I'm at mythicFOX83 on Twitter, and you can leave a comment on my blog at mythicfox.com.